Roskilde was one international festival that you tended to hear about in America here and there. I know that there have been a lot of classic performances by American bands, notably in the grunge era. I know Nirvana's headlined, Pearl Jam has, we don't need to talk about all that other stuff, but yeah. But so yeah, Roskilde is one festival that I'd actually heard of before I was in a band. Seems like a lot of like 90s vibes are still going on here. I think maybe it's kind of like when you go to like Glastonbury still has the spirit of the 60s, and I think Roskilde still has the spirit of the 90s. Lots of Doc Martens, Chuck Taylors, black t-shirts. That was a phrase we threw out in the early days of the band. Certainly never meant for it to be some sort of like defining descriptor of who we are. Originally we have a song called Cape Cod Kwassa Kwassa, and we like the idea of these juxtapositions because on one level, the idea of American preppy clothes and African music seems like two huge worlds apart. But then the truth is, there's many different ways, historical, sociological, that these things are connected. And we've never tried to combine things just because we thought it was funny. Just like sometimes somebody tells you that they make like that like Romanian reggaeton sounds funny, which does exist. But I mean, so it sounds funny because it seems like different worlds apart, but the reason things exist usually is because there is some sort of connection, and we've always been interested in exploring real connections. So Upper West Side Soweto, like at the time when we were starting, I was writing some short stories, writing some lyrics, and I was thinking back to kind of like the 80s. I was born on the Upper West Side, that's where my parents lived, and I was thinking about this kind of connection out in the 80s, like the left-wing American liberals were kind of like looking at Africa in this new way, partially because of apartheid in South Africa. And so to me, I was thinking about this kind of connection between 80s American liberals, as represented by the Upper West Side, and Soweto, representing South Africa, and thinking about how like at different times, from an American perspective, different countries kind of like come into the national discourse and then leave again. We're kind of thinking about those connections, and we're the children of that generation of kind of like well-meaning liberals who ultimately maybe didn't keep up the fire of changing the world, and who can blame them? I mean, it's a question. It's a real question. That we're into asking questions. I think that's the job of a band, is to ask questions.
I like the big festival stages because there's more room to spread your energy out on. But in general, our shows are still pretty short. It's about 75 minutes. We only have 2 albums, so it's not like running a marathon. Definitely looking forward to playing today, and I think we'll all be feeling really energetic even though it's incredibly hot out.
It's going to be tough playing that early, especially because we slept late today. I'd say they can imagine some mistakes, some incorrect lyrics.
A lot of regret.
On
the stage.
Possibly some vomiting. I don't know, I just drank a coffee and ate some lasagna. It's a bad combo. Normally I have more time to digest.
I think people have started partying kind of early though. When we were walking over here, we were offered some schnapps, and people were really disappointed when we didn't take any schnapps. So hopefully they will have had enough schnapps that they don't notice all that sadness on stage.
Schnapps it up, Roskilde.